Bro, the range of emotions that I just went through for this game. I hated this team, questioned my existence of what I was watching tonight. Thought there was about to be a fake comeback. Then they started to pull me in. I'm like, all right, how are you going to break my heart tonight? And then we took the lead in the fourth, and we closed this thing out. Even when Brunson had 5 fouls and he sat until like 2 minutes to go in the fourth, I was like, is this really about to happen? Are we really about to do another 20-point comeback? And now it's just 2-1. Get a night off. You're back at it again. What was it? Today's Sunday. So we're back at it again on Tuesday. Anything is possible, man. But I'm going to enjoy the moment right now. We won this game. Season is hanging on by a thread. So, okay, we got to win that game too. Got to win that second game in Indiana. But man, bro, the range of emotions.
That's an understatement. Range of emotions is an understatement. We also need to talk about the range of Tom Thibodeau. This man, Thibodeau. He said, you know what? Let's try all of the experiments all in one game. We saw every Twitter, Knicks fan, YouTube, whatever Knicks fan you are, wherever social media, or whether you just sitting on your couch, every fan theory that was possible. We got them all in one game. We got them all in one game. We were talking about the great debate. Should it be Deuce or Mitch? We got the answer, and it was Mitchell Robinson. He started the game, played close to 30 minutes, looked phenomenal in that time. We had a strong start until we forgot how to shoot the basketball. But then there was the other one. I said it in the play-by-play. I'm like, look, we got what we wanted in the starting lineup, but the job is not done. Cameron Payne, love your energy, love what you can do for this team.
Stick to dancing on the sideline.
On the bench. You know what I mean? It is just as impactful. The energy you bring, the wisdom that you can have, if there is with you doing it on the bench, it is necessary. And Tom Thibodeau said, you know what? Why not? Because we got Delon Wright into the game today. But not only did we get Delon Wright, people were then wanting. When I tell you, Alex, we got all of the experiments in one game. We got them all. There was only one experiment missing. I'm gonna get to that next. The then next conversation was, all right, CK, all right, Alex, all right, CP, okay, JD. If we're not gonna play campaign, then it's gotta be Shamet, right? No, if we ain't gonna play campaign, it's gonna be Delon Wright. And then you got guy in the back, man, y'all tripping. If it ain't gonna be Payne, it's gotta be Precious. The conversation was then, if it's not Payne, who's it gonna be? Tibbs said, why not both? Except for Precious. I was waiting for Precious to come out there. I was like, yo, Tibbs is going full 180. He throwing them all out there. He said, look, I ain't gonna give you one or two, I'm gonna give you all. But Precious did not get on the floor tonight, which I feel like was okay. But my God, Tom Thibodeau waited until game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals to say, you know what? Let's try this roster thing out. Yo, what y'all think? You know, we've been playing with 5, 6, 7 players. Why don't we try playing some other guys on this roster? You know, let's try this thing out. This thing that, hold on, you can play with more than 5 players. This is kind of cool. And kind of cool it was, because my God, I'm so proud of Delon Wright, Landry, Shamet, and don't get me started, we gonna talk about Deuce. But so proud of Delon Wright, Landry, Shamet, and I'm even going to say it, Josh Hart as well, because he did not start great. This man went as far down as a -24 in this game and brought it all the way up into the positive, because he locked in that second half along with everybody else, and we're going to talk about throughout this show. But I am more proud of Landry, Shamet, and Delon Wright for the mere fact that we could use that excuse of them not playing and we're expecting them to do this. No, they stepped up as if they had been playing. And I think that's what pissed me off even more, because Delon Wright was playing so well defensively to the point where Tom Thibodeau had him being the sole defender on Tyrese Halliburton. This is his first meaningful minutes in the playoffs, and your first assignment was gone, and he did well. So we're going to talk about all that, but man, Tom Thibodeau went full Dr. Frankenstein and said, we're trying it all. So all of the conspiracies, all of the wants, and all like you said, the Knicks fan fiction, we got it all in one game. And by damn it, we came back from 20 points and won again in a big game where it looked like after one half of basketball, we were going to have to start talking about is Mike Malone can look good in blue and orange or not.
Oh, my God.
But Lord have mercy. The New York Knicks extend their season, and Game 4.
Game 4 is going to be fun. And yo, CK, we got a super chat from the legendary Chuck D, the rhyme animal himself, threw a $50 super chat in here. He said, I never, ever, ever in my ball fan life want to hear any BS talk on Josh Hart ever. I missed the last 6 quarters doing concerts to 50,000 people. I came off the stage yelling at the second half. I am not in a family show mode. Hardcore fan up, man up. Shout out to the legendary Chuck D, man. Throw a hashtag P in the chat. This man's getting out of work. He's so much of a fan, and he's here with us right now on Knicks Fan TV. Yeah, he's here with us right now on Knicks Fan TV, CK. Tap it in. Feeling what the pulse of the fan base is feeling. We're feeling energized, energetic after this win. Damn, man. What irritates me is that, you know, because we can talk. First of all, Delon Wright deserves a lot of praise tonight, okay? Because as you mentioned, man came in ice cold. 26 seconds the last game. That is the most he's probably, I think that is the most he's seen this postseason, bro.
Yeah.
26 seconds, right? He hops in. What is he doing? Jumping out of bounds, getting a dime of a pass to Karl Anthony Towns where he missed that layup. Dime of a pass. Thankfully, it goes out of bounds on the Pacers. We still get the bucket. My man is defending, as you said, Tyrese Halliburton, switching well, causing havoc, getting steals. He should have had that steal on Halliburton, too. Or was it Nembhard? I forget. No, it was on Nembhard. He should have had that steal on Nembhard. Yeah. That was a nasty call by the rest were awful.
Terrible.
Okay? Awful. Horrendous. He should have had that steal, too. My man was all over the place defensively, locking in. That is why we've wanted Delon Wright. We don't need a Chuck and campaign. We don't need that. We need somebody who's going to be out there, be a steady hand, get the ball to the right person, read the floor. That's what he was doing. Even if he's not getting downhill, he's making the right passes. He's not forcing anything, man. And you see what happens when you take care of the rock. You're making the smart passes. Shout out to Delon Wright for coming in and doing the damn thing. And Landry Shamet, all right? And Landry Shamet. Man gets his 1-3, gets a charge on Obi Toppin, gets the ball back when we need some answers. And it's the small plays like that. And
he had Obi crying.
It's small plays like that, man. Just be locked in, play aggressive, play smart. That's all we have to do, man. But the first half was going sideways, bro. I mean, everyone was just discombobulated. From Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG, you know, McBride getting 3 fouls, Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, whew.
Yeah, man.
This is what's so frustrating about this team, CK. This is what's so frustrating, is that we watch a performance and it like Karl Anthony Towns, this game, like if you just track Karl Anthony Towns throughout this entire game, it gives you the full range of understanding of what the Knicks are, right? And like why it's so frustrating. First half, boneheaded fouls, whether it's a moving screen, hooking Tyrese Halliburton where he should even got called on that initially. Halliburton is shoving him, but yet they overturn that and say, hey, he hooked him. That's the offensive foul. Regardless, you know, he shouldn't need to do that to begin with anyway. He's strong enough to move Halliburton. Doesn't need to do that. That's a whole other conversation. But just getting silly, ridiculous fouls, not being in position defensively. And you're like, what is this guy doing? Right? You're out here saying, what is this guy doing? But he's so talented, CK. He's so talented. The IQ is not always there, but he's so talented that when you just get him the rock and you give him the green light, what he does in the second half is just out of this world. Absolutely out of this world. And for the people who tuned in late for watching this game, Towns only had 4 points in the first half. 4. Played 13 minutes. A little over 13 minutes. Only had 4 points in the first half. Second half, played 20 minutes. Gets you 20 points. A point a minute. That man was instrumental in the comeback. The step back. The drives. The post-ups. That's what we want to see from him. That is what an all-star looks like. That's what a star looks like. Commanding the rock, taking advantage of a defense that can't stop you. And this is what's so frustrating, what's so maddening, is that he puts together one of the most brilliant second-half performances while looking like a complete ish in the first half. And that is how this Knicks team plays. And that's what's so frustrating about this team. So much talent, but yet it's just boneheaded plays. And then you're like, wait a minute, why do we got to do this, man? Why do we got to go through this whole roller coaster of a ride, these range of emotions where it's like you all should not be on a basketball court at all, where it looks like. And the next thing you know, you're like, wow, we're blessed to have this team. This is crazy.
Yeah.
But bro, and to continue with Karl Anthony Towns, even though it's like the whole Knicks experience, Cat was just, damn, man. Like
Huge.
that's what the front office is looking for when you trade somebody to say, hey, Jalen Brunson doesn't have it tonight. Do we have anybody else that can give us an answer? And that's one of the reasons, because his efficiency, 6 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 from downtown, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, get you 9 boards, 2, 1 assist. The talent is there, man. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
The talent is there. There's no question about it. Yeah. But
between the emotions coming into the game, the emotions carrying over from brutal losses in the first two, obviously far from out the woods, but man, to be down 20 points, and not just be down 20 points, they were brutalized in that first half. Between the Pacers' offense, their ability to play football and not get any calls, and just the Knicks just looking like at that point that they had let go of the rope. They had a bewildering turnover. I forgot who passed it to Mikal Bridges, but then, that was when they were down by 20 at that point. I said, oh man, this might not look great. But again, give a lot of credit to these guys, man. This was another cardiac Knick affair. They did not let go. And as a matter of fact, with the season on the line, they gave one of their more grittier performance of the year. It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty. Is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't just come out of thin air. This is a real thing from watching the Knicks over the years. Obviously, game ball goes to Karl Anthony Towns, player of the game. And again, tale of two halves, because Al, I got your message when he hooks Halliburton in that first half. I begged the referees to overturn that. I said, please call it on him, because I'm disgusted with what I just saw. I put it out there on Twitter. I said, if you got to back down Halliburton and hook his arm, we're cooked. But luckily, man, he put this team on his back in the second half. I thought he was disgusted with what he just did. Put the team on his back. He should have been. The shot making was just incredible. Give him a lot of credit. Attacking the basket, he mixed it up. He was very aggressive, which they needed, especially with Brunson in a lot of foul trouble. So give credit to Karl Anthony Towns. He saved the Knicks season just for one night. And so, man, you got to tip your cap to him. 20 points in the fourth. He was sensational. Secondly, hey, we've been looking for Shamet and Wright all playoffs, right?
This is why you played Delon Wright.
This is why you played Delon Wright, man. This is why you played Delon Wright.
Because he's right and he doesn't give you pain. That's right.
That's that. There you go. There you go.
Simple.
But the thing is like, no, he's 6'5". He can defend. And from what I've seen of him, he's a smart player. Right? Like, a gangbuster situation here, but he's steady. He rarely makes mistakes. And against this Pacer team, you need that. Sometimes those intangibles can take you a long way. Just having a guy that is in the right spots. Because this Pacer team will run you raggedy all up and down the court, through 3 screens, through the legs, through the backboard. Like, you got to be chasing guys down all over the place. You need guys that are steady so that all 5 guys can be on the same page. That's the value of a Delon Wright. He's got the wingspan. He's 6'5". Sometimes he can knock down a 3 for you. He can play aggressive defense, but he plays relatively steady. You don't need herky-jerky campaign. We're good.
No.
We've been good on that. Been good on that. So you needed that. So give credit to that second unit. Deuce, I thought his attitude, everything was just ferocious with Deuce tonight. Deuce, Shamet, Payne. I mean, no, not Payne. Sorry, Wright. Those guys were great. And again, against his Pacer team that is continuing to run up and down in transition in the half court, you got to have these guys out there, man. So hopefully this is a longer term rotation option here, because you could see it, man. For at the end of the first quarter, Cap was worn out. You played Mitch the entire first quarter. That's not ideal. Even Precious could get some minutes. You could afford to play Precious in this series. You know, Tony Bradley's not scaring nobody. You put Precious in. Obi Toppin not scaring nobody. Put Precious in. Give these guys a rest, man. You like the point that the whole Mitch and Hart situation, right? As first reported here on Knicks Fan TV. Put some respect on it. Hit that thumbs up on for you boys. The point is, it's not an indictment on Hart per se, right? When you're making that move, it was number one, to give the starting five a little bit of a spark, and number two, to get a little bit more steady defensively, because you're trying to shore up a lot of the deficiencies with Brunson and Towns out there. You're trying to end possessions on the glass, and you're trying to give yourself a little bit of a spark. So I understood it. Didn't mean that Hart wasn't going to get his minutes, because as you see here, he still got more and was a big factor in it. But you're just trying to get a little bit more stout defensively to start the games and start the third quarter. Now, they found themselves down 20 in this game, but I'm still sticking with it. I'm still 100% sticking with it out.
Yeah, and I'm sticking with it too, just because I think the big thing that we all have to understand is that Deuce McBride got into foul trouble really early in this thing, and that threw a wrench for everybody. Brunson has to play more minutes. You have to bring him in. You know, you bring in Delon Wright maybe a little bit earlier than you expected to get going, and it just threw the entire defensive assignment, the whole flow of the game off. And you don't now have your bench's best shooter, right? So now what are you supposed to do? So that's why they even looked even more out of sorts. Guys are probably getting a little bit more tired, even though defensively it was still a wreck, whether or not they were tired. But I think Deuce, not that I know Deuce being in foul trouble threw everything off, because once he came back in, you just saw the energy that he brings, the tenacity, the shooting, and then everything starts to get back on track. So I'm still going with it like UCP, just because for one night where Deuce is in foul trouble, I don't think you'll get the same thing the next game, and you can build off of what you're trying to do. Also, they had the lead to start off with. They weren't playing from down. You know, the Pacers are not going to want to test a Mitchell Robinson early, because you can't do hack a Mitch. One, he's starting the game now, so you're not just going to try to go out there and then put the Knicks in the bonus early. Two, he's going to be your best guy to rotate. And I thought Cat, as CK mentioned earlier, I thought he did actually a decent job on Siakam to start it off too. So I think you could still work with this lineup. And you know, when you reported that yesterday, you threw out the tweet. I quote you asking Knicks Nation, would they rather have McBride or Mitch? Now, I lean Mitch, just because I think the thing is, if you use McBride, who's your scorer coming off the bench? So now you're going to have Hart and Mitch leading that unit, and then you're going to ask Delon Wright. You're going to ask Shamet. Who's your offense, really? And I know we could talk about staggering and stuff like that, but this is why I like Mitchell Robinson, because you get the Deuce and you get the Cat, which are ultimately your two guys that won you the game today. And I think that's a better pairing than putting Deuce in the starting rotation. You still need a scoring punch coming off the bench, and that's why I like Deuce staying on the bench and putting Mitch while you get more defense in that starting rotation.
To one of our sponsors of today's show, and that is our friends over at Bear Mattress. Knicks Nation, or everybody watching, man, all 5,000 of you, hey, check out Bear Mattress at bearmattress.com and use our code KFTV for 40% off site-wide. That is the biggest discount that you are going to get anywhere. Even on their website right now, they're offering 35%. Well, if you use KFTV, the code, you'll get 40%. And why Bear Mattress is so highly touted? Number one, they connect you with the mattress that you need based on a quick short survey where they ask you questions about your sleep patterns, what you prefer in terms of a bed, and then they match you with one of their many options on the website. They matched me up with the Elite Hybrid. As you can see there, almost 4,000 reviews at 4.5 stars. And I can tell you those are one of the best investments that I've ever made. So shout out to my guys over at Bear Mattress, man, because obviously when you're doing post game and you're having a cardiac Knick affair, you got to make sure that you're catching up on quality sleep so that you can get up and get ready for the next one, because these things are not for the faint of heart. So shout out to my friends at Bear Mattress once again. And as you can see down there, Daniel, if you scroll down, highly touted, highly reviewed, and award-winning by a number of men's publications. So once again, go to bearmattress.com, use our code KFTV for 40% off site-wide. That is the best deal you are going to get. Let them know that your friends at KFTV sent you. Key stats of the night, presented by Underdog Fantasy. Both teams shooting close to 44% from the field. From three-point land, it was a little bit different for the Pacers, man. 5 of 25. Well, it seemed like they hit all their threes in the first half. So there you go, 20% from three. Knicks 34%. Much, much better night from the free throw line for the Knicks, fellas. 30 attempts. They shoot 90%. Pacers missed a couple clutch ones, and they shoot 81%. 33 attempts for the Pacers. Knicks lost the rebounding battle by 1. Assist battle, 21 for the Pacers, only 13 for the Knicks. Got to get some more efficient offense out there. Turnovers, again, hurting them. 15 Knick turnovers lead to 22 Pacer points. 14 Pacer turnovers only lead to 8 Knick points. So got to be cleaner there. Knicks did win the points in the paint, 40-32 tonight. Largest lead for the Pacers, 20. Largest for the Knicks was 6. What you guys think, man?
I think for this one, man, it comes for me. I'm looking at the assist numbers, man. It just needs to be better. Just sharing the rock. And I know tonight, like, we worked on the heroics of Karl Anthony Towns once again, but this team could do so much better. We've seen them do so much better, especially at the beginning of the season, get over 30 assists per game. It's just, it stinks because this is just kind of like the issue with this team. Because Brunson's the only guy who can initiate the offense and gets downhill, it's not a lot of open shots being generated when he's off the floor. So when you rely on guys like McBride, Delon, Wright, like, no one's really driving. Even when that second unit was in there, even in the second quarter, you're looking at what was it? Wright, Shamet, Hart, Cat, and was it OG? I think it was all 4, 5 of those guys. And I'm like, all right, cool. We got nobody that can drive with the rock in their hands, and everyone's just moving east to west, and no one's going north to south. And the offense was so stagnant. So this is where it's unfortunately a product of doing a big trade. It's a product of campaign not being that point guard that we need. But the assist numbers got to get up there, man. Some way, somehow, they got to figure out different ways to get guys involved just to make the game easier for themselves. Otherwise, we're going to continue to watch a lot of isolation basketball and hoping for some major heroics throughout the game.
Yeah, CK, how about you, man?
I'm going turnovers. I know the turnover numbers ended a lot closer than it really seemed, but you talked about it. The difference in fast break points. They were killing us with that in those the first half. We talk about wanting to play a full 48. We talk about we don't want to be in a situation like this where we have to come back from 20. And I feel like a big part of that is taking care of the ball. I feel like every time we lose the rock and they get an opportunity to run, that we don't really have much to contain their transition offense. So turnovers is the biggest one. We just got to be smart with the ball. And I think getting Delon Wright being that possible backup PG helps that. Again, we just got to find ways to not have the first half happen again. And the biggest key to me is not turning over the ball as much as we did. So, cut that down. And honestly, if you take out Towns and Brunson, again, majority of those turnovers came in the first half. We did a solid job. McBride only with 1, Hart was only with 1. I can name a bunch of names, but in order to not have that first half happen, don't give them opportunities to run in the break, and turnovers does that. So I'm always looking at that.
There you go, man. And once again, the key stats of the night brought to you guys by Underdog Fantasy. So to our sponsors at Underdog Fantasy, man, pick them, watch them, and win them. One of the great things we love about Underdog Fantasy, number one, is the daily fantasy draft, where you can draft the key players that are playing on any given night and go head to head with your friends, with your buddies. And you can enter into a number of different pool sizes for your chance to win money. But where you can win a ton of bread is on the pick'em side. And that is where you pick up to 8 players and predict whether or not they go higher or lower on the projection that Underdog Fantasy has laid out for you on a given night. Use our code KFTV to receive up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a free pick. All right, shout out to our guys at Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring today's show. Do we have the Glockster?
Y'all can hear me, man.
Yeah, what's good, man? Close us out tonight, man.
Chilling, man. Yo, my bad, y'all. Shout out, Nikki. No, not Nikki Pipes, man. Manscaped, man. You see, I'm disorientated right now, man.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out Manscaped, man. I average 0 turnovers because of Manscaped, man. I take care of my ball profusely with the utmost friction in my mixture. No testimonials. I see you guys 3 on the screen, man. It's new. I don't know what to think of this right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and say what I need to say, man. Like, yo, boom, right, bust it. So I was watching this game, guys, and like a lot of us, I was mad. I was angry. Man, it's unscrupulous tonight, B. The debauchery was vigorous. There was some blondies in the crowd with extreme pulchritude, distracting Brunson. We went down 20. I'm here. It's me and my girl and my daughter simultaneously watching our orange and blue get torched in the first half. This resorted to me using one of my great old tactics. Since the dawn of time, from a little kid up until now, what is the universal thing recommended for people in a bad mood? That's a question for y'all.
KFTV.
What do we do when we are not in the mood and we are not feeling like ourselves? If you guys guessed it, then let me say this. You damn right I took my ass a nap. A good ass nap during this game. What triggered the nap was my girl making a snarky comment. She said, should we like put on a movie or something when we was down 20? I was hot. I was hot. I looked at her. I said no words. Not one word was said for like probably 30 minutes after that. It was straight nap time after that. When I woke up from a well-needed angry nap I took, we were down by 10 points. It never fails. When I woke up to the guys, I instantly caught flashbacks of Game 2 Celtics. I caught my second win, and I started cheering again. Because down 10 is like down 3 to us when we cut it from 20. I instantly had the utmost confidence we would win this game, bro. Before the nap, I wrote Tibbs off. I was cursing that cat through the TV. I wanted to call Brooklyn back to negotiate for at least 2 of the 5 picks. You feel me? And I was hot. After, I had post-snap clarity. Pause. Right? Look, boom.
Yeah.
After the nap, I was cheering my brain. When I seen Cat dunk on Neesmith, bro.
Yeah, that was ferocious.
I'm light-skinned. You feel me? I'm light-skinned, bro. But I was screaming, family show that light-skinned guy. I hated him. I hate all the light skins right now. Yeah. Like, but if your name not JB, you can't be light skinned. Like, yo, bro. After Cat dunked on that man, I seen the light. I seen us winning in 6 or 7. Because if Cat is aggressive, if Cat plays like this, there's no way the Pacers could beat us 4 games, bro.
Right.
There's just no way. They don't have no answer for the man, bro. They had no. JB was able to sit for the majority of the fourth quarter because Kelo Kwawawa was giving it to the whole squad. They couldn't do nothing with him, bro.
Gave the whole squad that work.
And I love Tibbs, bro. I hope he gets it together, bro. We want to know with the Delon Wright Shamet. We want to know. Please go to it. We want to know with the Mitchie starting. You see, I'm not gonna tell you nothing about Mitchie because it's nothing that has to be said about him no more. He's here. You guys know what he do.
Yeah.
We started. We want to know.
Tell him, man.
We want to know, man. It's
Yeah.
it's a grind. It's a battle, bro. I'm confident now. My confidence is back. My head is held up high, bro. We came back 20 like we always do. Game 4 is ours. And when we win game 4, I'm back out the window. I'm back outside. I'm back outside. I'm back going downstairs telling y'all to wait. Well, I'm screaming. Yo, shout out Nikki Pipes, man. Shout out the free throws. You did you miss the last free throw, CP? That you took?
Nah.
You made it?
I'm on fire right now, bro.
Yeah, yo, shout out CP free throws. He's on fire right now, man. Yo, shout out CK2K, man. Shout out Alex, man. Shout out all the dogs that I can't do it tonight, B. I'm just really want to win game 4, man. I'm out, man. Peace, man.
Salute, man.